MACD is a very popular trend momentum indicator. You can think of it like an RSI mixed with an EMA crossover indicator. MACD stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. It is an oscillator like the RSI, but has two lines. One that is the MACD line, which is calculated by subtracting the 26 EMA and the 12 EMA. A 9-day EMA is also put on the oscillator as the smaller time frame moving average. On the right side, we have a point system, with 0 being the middle or median. There is also a histogram to help indicate the momentum of the stock. The histogram is shown like a wave. When it is above the median line, it is showing positive momentum. When it is below, it has negative momentum. It also shows the trending momentum. If the histogram is above the median, but the bars are getting shorter, that is showing the momentum is slowing down and could turn into negative momentum, and vice versa. The first way that traders use MACD is simply using the crossover. It can be traded the exact same way as discussed in the EMA and SMA crossover video. When the faster MACD line crosses over the slower EMA line, then it is a bullish trade. Usually, traders like to see this as an oversold crossover or an overbought crossover, meaning the crossover happens really high or happens really low on the oscillator. Many traders will stay in the trade until there is another crossover the other direction. Traders also like to take into account the distance between the two indicators and the strength of the crossover. A stronger crossover is when the crossover is in the direction of the trend. Many times, this is used as a continuation type of play. When a stock rises with the MACD rising, then when it goes sideways, the MACD crosses to the downside. Then, where the next leg is about to start, there is another crossover to the top side. This is confirming to the trader that the trend is ready to continue, and it's time to enter the trade in the way of the trend. Possibly one of the most powerful ways to use the MACD is using the trend convergence or divergence to your advantage. Convergence is when two factors are agreeing with each other, and divergence is when two factors are not agreeing with each other. Let's look at the previous example. When the trend and the MACD are going the same direction, you can see the MACD making higher highs and the stock making higher highs. Same thing would go for lower lows for both the MACD and the stock. Or you have a divergence where the trend and the MACD are not agreeing with each other. For example, here we have the stock making higher highs, but the MACD is making a lower high. This is a divergence that gives the trader a bearish sentiment, and it is just the opposite for a bullish trade, where the stock is making lower lows, but the MACD is making a higher low, giving you that divergence and disagreement between the stock and the indicator. Convergence and divergence can be used with many other indicators, not just the MACD. For example, a popular volume indicator, the OBV indicator, which stands for on balance volume, is a single one-line indicator that tells the buying and selling pressure based on the volume of up days subtracted by the volume of down days. This is typically used with convergence and divergence, the same way that MACD can be used. In summary, you can use the MACD much like an EMA crossover strategy, mixed with an RSI, or you can compare the MACD with the current security trend and figure a trade based off convergence or divergence. It's up to you to test these out and see how it works. But there are plenty of other indicators to go over, so I'll see you in the next video.